Commissioners meeting. I hope you've all been safe. This has been very difficult. Crazy, weird looking at everybody on a computer, but it's better than just looking at a blank screen. So let's all rise and for a pledge of allegiance and a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America,
and to the
republic
republic
for which it stands,
one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Moment of silence. Thank you again for attending. I'm going to start with a roll call.
Commissioner Rocco,
Present.
Commissioner Kuzma,
Here.
Commissioner Bekowitz, absent. Commissioner Algieri,
Here.
Commissioner Roderick,
Here.
Commissioner Poyer,
Here.
President Walk.
Here I am. I'd like to acknowledge that we had executive sessions on May 20th and April 22nd. We did not have a 6:30 executive meeting tonight. This was to discuss litigation and personnel. We're going to start with the department reports. John, code enforcement.
Okay. We've been working on handling occupancy inspections as they come in. We've handled a lot of calls and emails from residents concerning.
John, one second. You're kind of muffled. I'm not sure why, but maybe too close to the phone.
Okay, I'm using computer audio, so let me see. Hold on.
Joanne said she can't get in. I don't see her popping up.
Okay, what about now? Can you hear me?
That's much better. Thank you.
Okay. We've been handling calls and emails as they come in for various questions, permit questions. We started issuing permits today. We've been doing occupancy inspections as they come in. We've been working on violations, complaints. We've also been working on going over and updating ordinances that need updated and reviewed. Just a lot of normal everyday operations have still been going on.
Okay, thank you, John. Any questions for John?
I have a question. This is Commissioner Roderick. I know we've been talking about, I know there's some things with zoning. Is there any, are you aware, John, is there any progress made on setting a Zoom meeting up for the zoning hearing board?
Yes, we're actually going to be working on that. We're going to do planning and zoning this month via Zoom. Planning won't be very difficult to do via Zoom. I am going to do a dry run with planning or with zoning, so we can have a zoning meeting to make sure we can work out all the kinks, because I think a few of the members may join by phone.
Okay. Any
Thanks,
other-
John.
No problem.
So we go to the engineer report.
All right, there's a few things that I'd like to point out in my report. Under the Elizabeth to McKeesport Force Main project, I wanted to point out that we have responded to the DEP's comments in the Part 2 permit application and have sent those back in. So we're awaiting their approval of the permit. We also have had our survey crew out to the trail to assess the slides and to do a survey. And we're going to try to get a scope of the work that's involved there for remediation. And we are still waiting for Senate engineers to provide us with remediation details that they've been discussing with the Regional Trail Corporation. We are still planning to go forward with Penvest financing. And to that end, we are trying to get everything in order to meet the early August deadline. That date has not been set yet by Penvest, but we are still on target to meet that date as things stand right now. The other item I just wanted to point out was that on my second page of my report, that we are planning to have a bid opening for the 2020 road improvement project. That's scheduled for Thursday, May 14th at 3 p.m. Those are the main items I wanted to point out. If you have any questions about those or anything else in my report, I'll be happy to answer those.
Eric, this is Commissioner Roderick. I do have a question. What is the timeline to submit to Omega for the slide remediation?
I do not have a specific date on that. I've been in contact with Taylor. I can't remember her last name, from the Trail Commission, or from Omega, excuse me, keeping her up to speed of where we are with things. So she's aware of where things stand. And as I get information, I just provide it to her. So I do not have a timeline, or have not been provided with a timeline from them yet on that.
Well, what I'm asking, I guess, is a timeline on when will you have all the information that they need ready?
We've completed the survey, so I would say probably by the end of next week we'll have that information plotted. What I need is information from Senate on the remediation measures, which they have sent to the Trail Commission to review first. So that's what we're waiting for. When I get that, we need to have a meeting with Senate. So I would say within the next month, hopefully by the next meeting, we'll have an idea on the scope of that work that's involved with the slide issues.
That's probably too long, Eric. I don't think we're going to make the timeline if that goes out a month.
Well, so I'm working backwards from the October date that we have to start work. If we can get stuff out advertised for bid by middle of June, we should still be okay. So it's pushing it. But it's almost an impossibility. I mean, I'll turn that one over to Matt because he's the one that has to fill in the gap there. But we still have to work things out with Omega. But I'm going to turn this over to Solicitor Rakunas because I think we're going to have to push this timeline a little faster because I don't think the timeline's not adding up. So I'll turn it over to Solicitor Rakunas and get his thoughts on it.
Yeah, I mean, Eric, you and I will have to touch base on it because I definitely have some concerns about that timeline. I mean, again, the trail wants us to work from October 15th to April 15th, and like you said, I mean, the bid docs being drafted, being put out to bid, getting it awarded, and we haven't even sort of gotten into the negotiations with the trail. So yeah, I mean, we'll have to talk, but you're right. Like we're at the very end here, and I'm concerned that. If the dominoes don't fall exactly into place, then, we're in the next year on this project and we'll have to talk with DEP about that. So we'll have to talk.
I mean, from our end, as far as the documents and so on, assuming and DEP is aware of the timeline also. So
yeah, Eric, I'm not worried as much about our end as I am the things that aren't in our control.
Right, that was a point I was going to make too.
Yeah, such as dealing with the trail, dealing with Omega, any easement acquisitions that I have to deal with homeowners. Those sort of issues that we can't control. That's more what I'm worried about as far as the timeline goes. Because again, everything has to be exact at this point, or else it's just not going to happen.
Agreed. I agree with you. So yeah, you and I can follow up on that.
Yeah, we'll have to touch base. Okay.
Okay.
Thanks, Eric.
Yep.
Any other questions for Eric? Chief Carestas?
Hold on, I gotta unmute him. I forgot to look for his phone number and Joanne just jumped in, so I have to find her and unmute her. Just give me 1 second. Joanne, can you hear us?
Yes.
Okay, you're on and you're unmuted.
Hello, Joanne. It's Kyle.
Let me
Hi.
find the chief's phone number to look him up. It doesn't tell you a name, so
He was up there before, DAKER.
let me see. I don't know if he's on here. Chief, if you're on here, send me a text or something so I can unmute you. I don't see you.
All right, we'll get back to Chief.
Okay.
Go to Public Works, Paul Twaley.
Yeah, I'm here.
Last week, we started up with 5 guys a day. That's like half staff. Getting a little bit more done. So that's still maintaining our distance. The rental street sweeper is up and running since last Thursday. Makes a big difference. Then we've had 51 calls just in the month of April that were received and marked. And last week I met with Andy Miklas from Elizabeth Borough Council on some water issues coming from the Oak Hill section of Blaine Hill. He had some concerns with the debris coming down and blocking up the pipe down at Pilfershire. I met with him and I was looking to see what we have to do and where we have to go with this. It's not an immediate concern, but he was bringing it to our attention. There's a bunch of tires and other type debris that every time it rains real hard, it starts washing down the creek. And there's only it's 30-inch pipe goes underneath Pilfershire before it goes to the creek at 51 there. So he gets concerned about that because that got washed out once already. Other than that, that's all I have.
Okay, thank you, Paul. Any questions for Paul?
I just want to thank Paul for, I had sent him a couple emails and he responded almost immediately. So thanks, Paul, for all your work. I know you've been busy.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you.
I found the chief. Chief, are you here? Does your computer have audio? Because you're not muted. He's here.
He's here.
Who is that?
That's Joel. What do you mean?
Geez.
Can you see?
Hi, Larry.
Can you believe this?
Residents, make sure you guys keep yourselves muted unless President Walk calls on you to unmute yourself.
I'm going to hit mute. Is that what you're telling me to do?
Yeah, everybody's muted upon entry. Thank you.
All right, move on to the solicitor, Matt.
I don't have anything outside of the items that we discussed already in executive session.
Sanitary?
I thought executive
Thank you.
session was canceled.
I'm referring to the previous executive sessions, Joanne. Thank you.
Okay.
Dennis?
Thank you. You all have our operations report for April. We treated 65 million gallons of water in total, which equates to about over 2 million gallons a day on average. Again, historically, that's pretty high. We disposed of 93,500 gallons of sludge to McKeesport. And I'll draw your attention to one item that we had in April that I think was pretty significant. Our flows were staying elevated through the month of April, which prompted us to do some investigation into the collection system. We found in Kites Hollow, which for those of you that are not familiar with Kites Hollow, it's actually about a quarter to half a mile up Buena Vista Road, away from Buena Vista, away from the river. And there's a pretty deep gorge in there. There was a slide in that gorge that dislodged a manhole. Unfortunately, that manhole was right in the middle of a stream, and that was allowing the stream to partially enter the manhole, and that's why our flows were staying up. We contacted the DEP to get the necessary emergency permit, and we worked with Eric and KLH on that, and they did an excellent job in expediting the permission to get up into that valley without going through all of the lengthy permitting process. So thank you to Eric. We did repair that manhole within about a week and a half. It was an arduous process, and we reinforced the manhole with some additional concrete to stabilize it for future slides. That's really all I have, and I can address any questions.
Any questions for Dennis? I happened to take a walk up into that valley, or actually a ride up into that valley to see that. That was quite a repair, Dennis. JRC did a great job.
They did. Thank you.
Office Manager Joelle, anything to report?
Nothing. I don't have anything new. We're all still just chugging along, doing our daily routines. I have the account balances if you guys want me to go through those.
Yeah, sure. Would you please?
Sure. So these are as of April 30th, 2020. The Township General Fund, $555,354.55. Sorry. Liquid fuels, $365,238.33. The Elizabeth Township Capital Reserve Account, $1,791,150.03. The Project Fund, $1,172,931.23. Fire levy, $72,754.14. Sanitary capital reserve, $213,834.59. Sanitary general fund, $2,100,680.35. So the general fund. Those are the only ones that I have. The other ones don't, they're not through the 30th, they're through a different date. The dog park fund, the demolition fund.
Thank you, Joel. Does anybody have any questions for the office manager, Joel? I also want to point out that Budget Committee was reviewing our income because of the coronavirus situation. Obviously, we're trying to be very careful with our spending. And Dan, I believe that you found that tax income to this point is at the same pace that it was last year. Is that correct?
Certainly it is, yes.
So that's somewhat good news. Hopefully that'll keep up. I didn't get any specific requests for chairman of the committees to give a report. Are there any committee reports tonight? No? Okay.
No.
So we move on to citizens to address agenda items. I understand there are two. First is from Patty Hoffman.
So Patty Hoffman, 408 Duncan Station Road. Thank you to all the township employees working during this hard and stressful time. Congratulations to all officers on their promotions. What changes are included in Resolution 2020-11 and 2020-12? Resolution 2020-13 specifies adopting the right to know policy. Is this the same policy as in previous years, or is this a new policy? Will this affect how we request, what we request, or time frame to receive an answer? Item 12 on the agenda, are we looking to improve any particular park or playground? Item 10, what is the proposal from Hyper Reach for?
Okay. Let's take resolution 2020-10. I'm sorry, she's asking about 2020-11 to amending the policies for Elizabeth Township recreational facilities. there really wasn't much of a policy before, and Dr. Rocco and who else was involved with that, Bart? You had Rich.
Rich. Yeah, I think there was an adjustment to the fees, Joel, if I'm correct, right? That was the one. There was one item there.
Yep, so the reason why resolution 2020-12 and 2020-11 are amending the previous resolutions is because the board amended the fee schedule for the ball field rentals, which then in turn had to amend the policy that they adopted last meeting. So both go hand in hand. So they both needed amended and re-adopted.
Okay, so it's just amendment.
That's 11 and 12, right?
Mm-hmm.
The adoption of a right to know policy is just straight out, well, we didn't have one before. Now we do.
Right.
And
Patty, it changes nothing. It just it just outlines it exactly what it is. So there's no question.
And it doesn't change the time frame or anything. We're just following the guidelines of the right to know law. And we have a policy now. And thanks to Matt for his work on that. Thanks, Matt.
The other question that she had asked was, we are planning any particular improvements to any recreation facilities? No, there is nothing that's been set forward at this point. Are there any other questions on there that we haven't now addressed, Joelle?
She wanted to know item 12, are we looking to improve any particular park or playground, and what is HyperReach?
Oh, and what is HyperReach? Joelle, why don't you explain HyperReach, because you have a good handle on it.
John, I'll let John field this one.
Oh yeah, that's right, John, I'm sorry.
Okay, HyperReach is a community notification system. The township currently has access to a free one, the old Nixle, which is going bye-bye. HyperReach, it would allow the township to push notifications, messages, alerts to the public. Anybody that signs up, they can get a message or an alert through their landline, their cell phone, text message, email. We can also send messages to set up contacts within the township and send out group messages to staff, commissioners for internal messaging. We would be able to send out weather alerts. The police could put out information on road closures, missing persons with either a video or a photo attached to it. It would also give us if the situation would arise, it would give us access to put out a message on the iPause system, which is the integrated public alert and warning system that even if you don't sign up, if we select certain areas, if your phone is getting signal from that cell tower, you will get the alert for that area.
Very worthy. All right, do we get everything taken care of on Patty's? Joelle?
Item 12, she wanted to know any particular park or playground.
No, we don't have any plans for that.
The second resident that wrote in was Carol Daly, 476 Jeffries Drive. Comment for resolution 2020-11, amending resolution 2020-7, setting the policies for the Elizabeth Township recreational facilities. During the March 2nd, 2020 commissioners meeting, Attorney Rakunas stated this resolution 2020-07 is what the committee and I recommend. The committee being the Park and Recreation Committee. It appears that according to the PA Municipal Code and the Sunshine Act, these committees should be designated by ordinances that states the reason for its formation, goals, objectives, selection of members, term limits, time of public meeting, once a month, etc., and its designation within the organizational chart. Its meetings must be publicly announced for the public to attend and submit comments. A policy written should be discussed at a public meeting for further comments before submitting it to the commissioners for a vote. It appears that committees not designated by an ordinance should be abolished, and any policies including 2020-07 should be revoked and nullified. The vote for resolution 2020-11 should be revoked. These resolutions were written by unknown committee members without public knowledge or public input. As such, the public can invoke the Sunshine Act within the next 30-day period. The only closed-door permitted meetings are executive sessions, and those discussions are restricted. How many other resolutions or policies were written by committees outside the PA Municipal Code and Sunshine Act? Since Attorney Rakunas already has stated he agreed with the committee to recommend the 2020-07 resolution, he should know this policy was written absent the Sunshine Act. It appears the Planning Commission, according to the PA Municipal Code, is the committee to revise the comprehensive plan. No ordinance was motioned and passed to create a comprehensive planning committee. As such, that committee appointed by then President Kuzma should be dissolved. The state has available for free or a slight fee a planner to assist commissioners to write/revise their comprehensive plan. Why isn't the township utilizing what our taxes already pay? Why must we pay for everything when there are services and grants that can assist? Call the state planning board for the much needed assistance. Please revoke the vote for resolution 2020-11 and nullify resolution 2020-07.
I don't have any comments. Matt, do you have any comments about the committee setup? This is internal committees on the commissioners to help get things done. I don't.
No, I disagree. I mean, I think we're doing them properly. That's all that I'll say.
Right.
Of course you do.
Yeah. Again, I don't have any other comments on Carol's. All right. So, anything else under citizens to address agenda items? No. Okay. So we move on to items for discussion. Little library request. We've had a request to place a little free library in the community center. I have seen the pictures. I've talked to Robin Poirier about it, and I think this looks pretty interesting. I think we should move forward with this. I'm slightly concerned that it may get vandalized, but we can help prevent that. Put a camera on it. Anybody have any comments?
I'm for it.
Yeah, I think it would be interesting.
Honestly, I think it's a no-brainer, and I would suggest having more than one in the township. In Allegheny County, Elizabeth Township is one of the largest by land mass, and I think if we had one in every little community, you know, even in front of every post office in the township, something like that, I think that it would make it easily available to all the residents.
That'd be neat.
We do have them in the school district as well.
Any other comments? Joe, I think we should get this on the next agenda for a vote. I think we'll move forward with that, please. We don't have anything else listed for discussion tonight. Does anybody have anything they want to talk about? Any commissioners? Okay, we'll move on to resolutions. I'm asking for a motion to adopt resolution 2020-10, declaring Elizabeth Township's intent to follow the schedules and procedures for disposition of records as set forth in the Municipal Records Manual.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Andrew, Dan, discussion. Roll call.
Commissioner Rocco?
Yes.
Commissioner Kuzma?
Yes.
Commissioner Bekowitz?
Yes.
Commissioner Algieri?
Yes.
Commissioner Roderick?
Yes.
Commissioner Poyer?
Yes.
President Walk?
Yes.
All in favor.
Motion to adopt resolution 2020-11, amending resolution 2020-07, setting the policies for the Elizabeth Township recreational facilities.
So moved.
Second.
Rob, Dan. Roll call.
Commissioner Rocco?
Yes.
Commissioner Kuzma?
Yes.
Commissioner Bekowitz?
Yes.
Commissioner Algieri,
Yes.
Commissioner Roderick,
Yes.
Commissioner Poyer,
Yes.
President Walk,
Yes.
all in favor.
Motion to adopt Resolution 2020-12, amending Resolution 2020-09 to reflect the current fee schedule.
So moved.
Second.
Andrew, Bart. Roll call.
Commissioner Rocco,
Yes.
Commissioner Kuzma,
Yes.
Commissioner Bekowitz,
Yes.
Commissioner Algieri,
Yes.
Commissioner Roderick,
Yes.
Commissioner Poyer,
Yes.
President Walk,
Yes.
all in favor.
Items for consideration. Motion to approve Commissioners' meeting minutes dated March 2nd, 2020.
Oh, I think you missed the right to know.
You missed the last resolution.
I did? Sorry. Okay. Motion to adopt Resolution 2020-13, adopting the right to know policy.
So moved.
Second.
Dan, Bart. Roll call.
Commissioner Rocco,
Yes.
Commissioner Kuzma,
Yes.
Commissioner Bekowitz,
Yes.
Commissioner Algieri,
Yes.
Commissioner Roderick,
Yes.
Commissioner Poyer,
Yes.
President Walk,
Yes.
all in favor.
Motion to approve Commissioners' meeting minutes dated March 2nd, 2020.
So moved.
Second.
Rob, Dan. Roll call.
Commissioner Rocco,
Yes.
Commissioner Kuzma,
Yes.
Commissioner Bekowitz,
Yes.
Commissioner Algieri,
Yes.
Commissioner Roderick,
Yes.
Commissioner Poyer,
Yes.
President Walk,
Yes.
all in favor.
Motion to ratify approval of general fund bill warrant dated April 6, 2020 in the amount of $355,523.99.
So moved.
So moved. Second.
Dan, Rob. Roll call.
Commissioner Rocco,
Yes.
Commissioner Kuzma,
Yes.
Commissioner Bekowitz,
Yes.
Commissioner Algieri,
Yes.
Commissioner Roderick,
Yes.
Commissioner Poyer,
Yes.
President Walk,
Yes.
all in favor.
Motion to ratify approval of sanitary fund bill warrant dated April 6, 2020 in the amount of $100,458.96.
So moved.
Second.
Rob, Andrew, I think. Roll call.
Commissioner Rocco,
Yes.
Commissioner Kuzma,
Yes.
Commissioner Bekowitz,
Yes.
Commissioner Algieri,
Yes.
Commissioner Roderick,
Yes.
Commissioner Poyer,
Yes.
President Walk,
Yes.
all in favor.
Motion to approve the general fund bill warrant dated May 4th, 2020 in the amount of $292,835.84.
So moved.
So moved. Second.
Dan, Rob. Roll call.
Commissioner Rocco,
Yes.
Commissioner Kuzma,
Yes.
Commissioner Bekowitz,
Yes.
Commissioner Algieri,
Yes.
Commissioner Roderick,
Yes.
Commissioner Poyer,
Yes.
President Walk,
Yes.
all in favor.
Motion to approve the sanitary fund bill warrant dated May 4th, 2020 in the amount of $854,772.84.
I'll make
So
it.
moved.
I'll second.
Rob, Andrew. Roll call.
Commissioner Rocco,
Yes.
Commissioner Kuzma,
Yes.
Commissioner Bekowitz,
Yes.
Commissioner Algieri,
Yes.
Commissioner Roderick,
Yes.
Commissioner Poyer,
Yes.
President Walk,
Yes.
all in favor.
Motion to promote Officer Jonathan Patterson from Class B to Class A Patrolman, retro to 4/19/20.
So moved.
So moved.
Second.
Did you skip number 6?
Yes.
I missed another one. We'll get back to number 7. Sorry about that, guys.
You have a motion and a second for 7.
Yeah, let's go ahead and move this one through. Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Rocco?
Yes.
Commissioner Kuzma?
Yes.
Commissioner Bekowitz?
yes,
Commissioner Algieri?
Yes.
Commissioner Roderick?
Yes.
Commissioner Poyer?
Yes.
President Walk?
Yes.
All in favor.
Motion to approve sanitary bond rec number 73 in the amount of $65,146.63.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Rocco?
Yes.
Commissioner Kuzma?
Yes.
Commissioner Bekowitz?
yes,
Commissioner Algieri?
You there, Rich? You still there, Rich? Seem to have lost Commissioner Algieri.
Commissioner Roderick?
Yes.
Commissioner Poyer?
Yes.
President Walk?
Yes.
Matt, do I just do this as 6-1?
Hold on. Yes, and if Rich is truly gone, did he just forget to unmute himself?
Can you hear me?
Who's that?
Rich, you back?
Who just said, can you hear me?
Sorry, that's me joining in.
Oh,
Testing my thing.
Well,
It's
that's the chief.
Oh, it's the chief. Okay.
sorry, didn't mean to go over your vote. Had me test my headset
Yeah.
again.
Hey, Joel, if Rich is truly gone, just mark it as 6-1 and make a note that Commissioner Algieri's audio was lost at 7:36.
okay.
Do you still see him as being here, Joel?
I don't know his phone number. Second to find his phone number.
I'm looking. I don't see it.
Coming back in right now.
Oh, good.
Rich, are you there? Rich, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I don't know what happened. Apologize for that.
That's okay. It's no big deal. We're back to item number 8, I believe. Motion to promote Officer Christopher McBride from Class B to Class A Patrolman, retro to 4/19/20.
So moved.
So moved. Second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Rocco?
Yes.
Commissioner Kuzma?
Yes.
Commissioner Bekowitz?
yes,
Commissioner Algieri?
Yes.
Commissioner Roderick?
Yes.
Commissioner Poyer?
Yes.
President Walk?
Yes.
All in favor.
Motion to promote Officer Jordan Angelo from Class B to Class A Patrolman, retro to 4/19/20.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Rocco?
Yes.
Commissioner Kuzma?
Yes.
Commissioner Bekowitz?
yes,
Commissioner Algieri?
Yes.
Commissioner Roderick?
Yes.
Commissioner Poyer?
Yes.
President Walk?
Yes.
All in favor.
Motion to approve proposal from HyperReach in the amount of $49.50 and not to exceed $6,000.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions on this? This comes with a training program, so the basic yearly subscription, Joel, am I correct, $49.50, and then the training program is well, I can't remember exactly, but like $500-600.
So the reason I put the motion like this is the $49.50 is, John, correct me if I'm wrong, the yearly fee. But to have this get started, there's an implementation of $600 plus travel expense. I'm not sure where they're coming from, so I just put a buffer in there. We might not even need that. John is a little more familiar with it than I am.
Yeah, the additional costs are just any other information they need to get all of our 411 landline data. We should be able to get all that from 911 at no cost, and it's just any other setup fees or on-site training that we would require.
Okay. Any other questions? Roll call.
Commissioner Rocco,
Yes.
Commissioner Kuzma,
Yes.
Commissioner Bekowitz,
Yes.
Commissioner Algieri,
Yes.
Commissioner Roderick,
Yes.
Commissioner Poyer,
Yes.
President Walk,
Yes.
all in favor.
Motion to authorize office manager to apply for the DCED Sewage Facilities Program 50% matching grant due May 31st, 2020. Act 537 plan.
So moved.
Second.
I'm going
Discussion.
to have some discussion on this if it's okay, guys.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm all in favor of going after grants, and the drawback is they're very time consuming, and it's going to take a lot of time from the engineer who, as the earlier conversation we had, we're kind of behind the 8 ball. And I mean, my opinion is at this time, I just don't think it's feasible. I'd love to go after grants. I'd love to get them, but if we pull the engineer off of other things that we need to be working on and apply for, have them go work for a grant that we may or may not get, I mean, I'm in favor of making, vote no on this and making a motion at the table. Not that I don't think it's a good idea. I just don't, I think the timing's bad right now at this point.
Yeah,
They're very time consuming, and I really don't believe it would be finished in time.
For $100,000, I'll write it myself.
well,
But then you have to come up with 100, correct? If it's a matching, then we would have
Right.
to come up with 100,000, correct?
well, yeah, we're going to be putting millions into this project, so that money's easy to match. It's not the question of if this is a great idea. It's just, can that timeline be realistically achieved? It's May 4th. This involves reports from the engineer and Andrew. Hey, that'd be great. You want to get involved? Can you do that? I mean,
I could do them. I could do them both.
Okay.
Yeah, but here's the issue, guys. It's still going to pull time away from the engineer. Like, the engineer is going to be, and like I said, I think it's a great idea. I don't want to pull any time away, and that's not me timelines, because we're working on a grant at this point. That's my issue.
Well, let me.
I just want to make a comment here, just generally about grants. Obviously they look for multi-municipal projects. They look for very specific and already designed projects. The grant isn't something that you go out and then work backwards and try and get the money. You have to have something very specific, and then you apply under that specific program. So I'm just saying, as far as the chances go of getting it, I'm not saying it's not a good idea. We should always try and get as many grants as we possibly can. I'm just saying the likelihood of getting it is smaller if you're not multi-municipal, and it's smaller if it's not specifically project identified. I'm just letting you know.
So these two particular grants as well, I just want to point out, they open back up again in November.
Eric, you were going to say something?
I was just going to offer that if we got involved, if there was an obvious place to try to get the grant, an obvious project to try to get the grant, I can pull engineers that would not be involved in the current project off to assist. So I don't want the board to think we would be the holdback to that. I think, to Rob's point, we certainly wouldn't pull anybody off the project. But if there's
if that's the case, Eric, I mean, then I'm all for it. So as long as nobody's pulled off this project, and then I'm all for it. So because so with that being said, I mean, I would vote yes if that would be the case.
I'll just say to Matt's point, he's right that it would be helpful to have something in mind because it will take time and to get things ready to go. So I would say at the very least, investigate, see if there's something obvious. And if not, then we can put it off till the November date.
If I may add, I've written the CITF grant and GEDF grant on behalf of the township before, and I don't see any issue in taking care of these. And Eric, if you were able to pull someone off of a different project just to sign the bottom and seal it, I think that it would be feasible.
Yeah, I don't see our input as an issue.
Okay. See with this particular grant that Andrew, you might need a little, I don't know what you might need from me. But you have to have funding commitments provided by lending institutions with the term, rate, and collateral conditions. They must be signed and dated. And funding commitments of equity from the applicant or private third party must be signed and dated and accompanied by documentation. I don't know what you use for that.
So we need 100,000 and we have 12 million in the bank.
Yeah, Andrew, I think we move forward with this. We don't need to get bogged up in the fine details right now in this discussion. These motions are being made so that we can move forward with this.
I'll work on it. And if worst comes to worst, we can apply in November. But as long as Eric is able to have an engineer help, I say just submit them both.
So are we having Andrew do this? Can I change the motion? Can you change the motion to Andrew instead of office manager?
Yeah, I'll amend the motion.
Okay. Any other questions about the motion? Roll call.
Commissioner Rocco?
No.
Commissioner Kuzma?
Yes.
Commissioner Bekowitz?
Yes.
Commissioner Algieri?
Yes.
Commissioner Roderick?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyer?
Yes.
President Walk?
Yes.
6-1.
Item 12, motion to authorize Andrew Kuzma. Can I just place that there now?
Yep.
Motion to authorize Andrew Kuzma to apply for the DCED Greenways, Trails, and Recreation Program 15% matching grant due May 31st, 2020, Parks and Playgrounds.
And I'll make the motion.
And I'll second.
I'll second.
Question on the motion, 15%, does that mean we put in 15%? I have to look at the paperwork.
Yeah, we put in 15%.
Okay.
Well, what was this, Andrew? This is a pretty substantial amount on this one too.
Yeah, general park improvements. I envisioned last year, or I think it was the year before, we did improvements to Blythdale Park, but we didn't really complete the project. We refurbished the pavilion, but we don't have benches. We don't have swing sets. I would like to just have general park improvements under this application.
Okay. Any other questions on the motion? Roll call.
Commissioner Rocco?
No.
Commissioner Kuzma?
Yes.
Commissioner Bekowitz?
Yes.
Commissioner Algieri?
Yes.
Commissioner Roderick?
Yes.
Commissioner Poyer?
Yes.
President Walk?
Yes.
6-1.
Under citizens to address non-agenda items, has anybody have anything there, Joelle?
No, there were no other submissions.
Okay. Anybody else have any comments? Commissioner wise? And I will take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thanks, guys,
Aye.
very much. We should probably set a date for the exec, which is 2 weeks from today. So the 18th. Our next full meeting like this will be first Monday of June. All right, stay safe, everybody.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Cal.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
Good night.